In this game, Danyl took black, Nyoshi took white. The game started with such a peep, a bit unexpected. It's more usual to jump up, and later we can also use this large knight's move. Peep is less often seen these days. It was more popular like 20 years ago. To the peep, white should connect. This is the strongest move. If white does not connect, then black should push through. Let's say white connects, black can go back, and it's a normal follow-up. White is strong, so white can be satisfied. Can we compare it with something we know? It's like this Joseki in which white didn't push once more, which is the normal way of playing, but white immediately played Hane, giving black this turn in center. Alright, there are two more stones. Stone of black here, stone of white there. They are very similar in their value. So this leads us to a conclusion that this variation should be a bit better for white. But white played from the other side, and now black can push through, and black really should do it always. Then we can turn or we can descend. No matter which we choose, in white shape there are two weak points, and it's difficult to solve two problems at the same time. But black pushed, and then it became similar. It became the same as if now black pushed into the corner, which is a bit better for white. Black can try playing like this, but there is a weak point in black's shape. So instead, black found a Tesuji. Black played such exchange first, and then followed with another Tesuji, which connects the groups. At this shape, it was very interesting for me to see what AI says, and AI's suggestion is to play Hane. This might seem a bit illogical to a human, because after the Hane, white can wedge. And what can black do? Maybe descend, because certainly not Atari. We don't want to lose 4 stones. So in the future, white can split black's shape. Why would black choose such a move instead of this move? So even though white can split black's shape in the future if the ladder works, or maybe not even ladder, but a net here, even though white can do it, white will not necessarily want to do it because there are a lot of weaknesses. Also, there is this exchange which black can make, after which this cut doesn't really work. So it's more like an agi for the future. Yes, in the shape there is an agi left, but also black gets much more points this way. And later black can capture even more points by playing this move. And also it matters because of a weakness in white's shape. Black can go through, and now white stones are much weaker than in the actual game, in which white has this move in center. So yes, black is connected, but connected in a quite painful fashion. Also later, white can play such a move or play such a move, and black needs to answer in a quite calm manner if black doesn't want to get into another trouble like this. So Tesuji, but it was better to play a more straightforward move. The game continued, yes, this is all correct. This is also all correct. Then black approaches, and here another AI suggestion, which I find very interesting. White really should have kicked. And in the game, white plays pincer. It seems that these are just two normal Josekis, and you can choose one or the other. However, the circumstances are quite much in favor of kicking, of specifically kicking, because black doesn't have any comfortable move on the top side, taking into account that white has such a strong shape there. So black cannot really build any moyo there on the top. So this way, our strong shape on the top side is well used. In the actual game, one can also think that it is somewhat used, but yeah, we can use it now to build a moyo. But white can be called a little bit over-concentrated. White is so strong there, also very strong from the other side, but there is not that much space between these two strong groups of white. So looks reasonable, but this Joseki choice would have been better. So this is not strange that this Joseki choice is more comfortable, but I am a bit surprised that AI says that it's actually 2.5 points difference. Anyway, it was comfortable for black to make life in the corner, and now black continues with this move, very reasonable move. However, it's also reasonable to strengthen this shape. If black does not do it, then after white's turn, white can actually put a lot of pressure on black's shape, which will also be in line with white idea of building a moyo on the top side. For now, white answers. This answer is not much needed, because even if black plays this move, white can live, let's say, like this. This is the easiest manner, but also there is a stronger manner like this and that. If you want, you can climb up to the third line, but if you want, you can simply live on the second line. Choose one or the other depending on the circumstances. For now, white plays here. This side is very small. There is not much to be taken on the bottom side, so that's why it's a bit boring to add a move here. Then black plays this one, but it's better, certainly better to play closer to the weak stones, especially that this group is so strong. It's not only a wall, it's a wall which has already a base, it's already alive. So even if white enters, we don't really care. Yeah, white enters, and white can certainly destroy our potential territory, but it's not about that. White destroys, let's say, potential for 30 points, but white gains a weak group, and black gains stones which destroy white's potential on the top. So strategically, it flows in a very pleasant fashion for black. And if white does not dare to invade, then black can get much more from that formation on the right side. Yeah, now white builds. Well, I would rather recommend a one space jump. Two space jump, of course, leaves weaknesses which black can use, let's say with this move, just with this move. But for now, also, I thought that maybe black can rather build his own territory. If white tries to build her own area, black can enter afterwards with such move, or maybe with such move. I think that white's area is a bit more difficult to consolidate than black's area. Black entered quite deep, but makes sense as well. White could have, after this jump, could have somehow tried to use weaknesses in black's shape. So the obvious idea is to just jump in like this. But black will play from top, and then either black plays like this. However, then I think white is happy making life. But maybe black plays from the other side, and now black answers, and now the ladder does not work, unfortunately. So then we can also think of other ideas. We can play this move, and then like that, or like that, destroy black's potential connection. And if black plays from top, then we will just make life below black stones. I think attachment is good. Yeah, and then just make life, destroy all the points. It's worth it. White plays from top, but then it's possible for black to secure the points, secure the territory, but the game is still even, I would say, because white has a target for an attack, and white should attack it. In this fashion, I think that black will have a way to make life, but if white skillfully attacks the group, then even if the group makes life, white will be able to get enough of a compensation around. However, usually it's a bit difficult for humans to do it. It's easier for AI to attack a group in such a good fashion. So I think that strategically it would be easier to somehow invade in Black's area. Maybe even just play like this. The easiest way. Just invade in Black's area. First we need to exchange. To not need to prove so much by attacking Black's group. In the game, Black already has a lot of points, and now White needs to prove that White can attack the group successfully, but it's super difficult, especially if that Black now gets another move, and yeah, White needs to continue in a reasonable fashion, but White tried this peep, which even if Black connects, it's not really a gain for White. White still needs probably to play there, and then this exchange is questionable. But Black answered in a much more powerful manner, pushing through. This is a very good counter for White's play. White is forced to play like this, but then Black already almost has an eye. White played from the other side, but then Black cuts and the game becomes very, very difficult for White. Probably the last chance for White is to decide to abandon the whole top side and then claim a huge area in the center. Like this, there is still a chance because we maybe manage to create, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 points. If we get 60 points in the center, then the game is still playable because you see like 60, maybe 65, 73, 80 points, and Black has 35, 40, 50, 60, 70. So yeah, probably even if we get 60, Black might be a bit better, but at least it might be playable. But in the game, White of course tried to save the stones on the top, but then Black can capture them even with this move. This simply works. Even just like that, in the most straightforward fashion, White is dead. But then again, the question of the huge Moya. So in fact, White would be happy with this result, but Black very, very smartly did not kill the group right now, instead extended out. And if White plays here, Black captures the other group of White, so Black is very good. White cut, but the fight was too difficult for White, and Black managed to run out and even capture White's group. That's how the game finished. So the game finished a little bit quickly, but I believe it was quite interesting. And I need to say that until this point, this move and then the next 3 moves of White, the game went almost with no mistake. There were only very little inaccuracies and not really mistakes. So well played by both of the players. That's it about this game, and we will move to the next one, and we will move to the Polish language.